Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "Real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. Purchased with common sense, paid for in full, and managed with reasonable care, it's about the safest investment in the world." And real estate is what we do. This is the Realtors Radio Network. There's no sense in overcomplicating real estate. And if you're a first-time home buyer, an investor, or a real estate agent, you're about to get useful, practical, and smart advice on every facet of real estate. Welcome to the Realtors Radio Network. Now your hosts, Santos Garcia, Marcos Suarez, and Dawn McCullough.
Welcome to Realtors Radio Network. Today we have a veteran in real estate. Jose Gignoux has been around a long time. But very quickly, before we get going, let's introduce the usual suspects. We got Dawn McCullough, we got Santos Garcia, and myself, Marcos Suarez. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and thank you, Jose, for making time for us. I know you're a busy guy.
For inviting me.
Yeah,
thank you.
Listen, we're glad you accepted.
This guy looked like the president today.
Yeah, he's very presidential. But he's usually the sharpest dressed guy around when Santos isn't in his full getup, because Santos
got to dress to kill,
not
right?
too shabby.
Dress to kill, something like that.
Dress for success.
Yes, he's the CEO of his business, so he's always dressed for business.
You don't know if today I'm gonna leave the White House. I don't know.
You never know.
Have to be ready.
You have to be ready. So before we get into the real estate side of things, we always like to ask, what did you do before real estate? Before you got into real estate, what did you do before?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, we want to know.
I used to be a dancer. A dancer and an actor in my country, in Peru.
Okay.
When I came to this country, tried to do that, but the license for doing those things very expensive. Then I was trying to work in a warehouse, like a warehouse.
So what did you? What kind of dances did you do?
Everything. I'm professional dancer. I can dance from tap dancing to ballet, salsa,
tango,
jazz, everything.
Break dance.
Tango?
No break dance.
Do you have a recording of this?
Yeah, maybe if you go to Google, you put Pepe Gignoux and you will find it.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to ask you a question.
Jose Pepe is his nickname for Jose, right? Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
We call you Pepe here.
So were you
Pepe.
really on those novelas? Because
Yes,
I thought you were kidding about that.
No, yes. If you go Mamá Soltera en Teatro Marzano, En Familia, with Cecilia Bracamonte in Peru, a couple of soap operas, 2 or 3 maybe.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. So
And a lot of commercials.
Should we get your
actor.
autograph now?
Yes, for free.
His industry.
So was it like, were you well known in Peru?
Yeah.
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 Nice. How long were you? How long were you an actor?
Well, I finished 1979 high school. Probably started at 23.
Okay.
Until, let's say, I came here, 35 years old.
Okay.
About 10 years.
And were you dancing at the same time that you were an actor?
Exactly.
Okay.
More dancing than, acting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I used to be a teacher, dance teacher.
A dance teacher. Okay.
Yeah. Aerobics and todo eso.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
teach salsa in Brazil. I went to, about 6 states in Brazil.
Yeah.
Teaching salsa. Beautiful.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Okay.
See, you're full of experience before you got into real estate.
Yeah, but not anymore,
You still dance salsa?
Yeah, of course I
On
do, but not the same. I used to do that when I was young.
You do the New York style?
Not really.
No. Okay. Because we have a.
I'm from the time from,
He's trying to find out if you dance dembo and
No. Because
I know you're going there.
we have another dancer here, another pro dancer in the office.
that's right.
Mr. Trinidad.
I didn't know we had so many dancing realtors. I think we need a talent night. We
Right.
need like a talent show night.
Why
You
not?
wanna-
Yes, and
United's Got Talent.
I think so.
United
I'll be
that
one of
would
the
such
judges.
A good idea,
Oh,
I love it.
So what made you get into real estate? Tell me how that transitioned. You got here and you decided, real estate.
My wife, actually. My
Yeah?
wife. She told me I was asking her if we can do, if we know people, why you don't introduce these people to the broker who sold our house? And she said to me, why you don't get the license and you get the full commission? And I went to that office and I checked, the realtors. They were very lazy. I saw them lazy. I'm sorry.
Right.
I thought myself, I can do this better than them,
Okay.
I'm more dynamic, energetic and everything. And I got the license and I did it a straight. The first year was a part-time.
Okay.
What
year did you get your license?
2002. 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a while now. So
Yeah.
and every day it's a learning experience, right?
Everything and everywhere.
So 2002, if you can think back, what do you wish somebody had told you about real estate before you got into real estate? Like it's going to be easier, it's going to be harder than you thought. Like what do you wish somebody had told you before you got into real estate about real estate?
Before I got real estate, no. Actually, when I just get in, one of the agents said to me, don't think that real estate is easy. Don't think, when people say to you, you have to work 5 hours smart, that's not true. You got to work 5 hours smart, but 5 hours hard too. And when I started real estate, I did I opened the office, I remember, at 7 a.m. And I came to my house after 10 p.m., because I had to learn. I didn't know.
Yeah, you put in the time. You put in the time.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
good.
And I work you can imagine.
Yeah.
To learn, how is
Sure.
everything. To study all the fields,
Right.
And thank God I was successful since I started till now.
Well, they say you need 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. You made sure of it by going in early and leaving late, right?
But
Making sure
at that time, I didn't know that, but
yeah, but it worked because
It worked, yeah.
you
It's
absorb so much when you're around the business, around other agents, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Good. So you put in the time, and how was your let's say your first year in real estate? Did you feel like you were learning enough? Do you feel like you were busy enough? Did you sell? How many houses, if you can remember, how many houses?
The first year that I did real estate full time, I did 17 transactions.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good number.
Close on total, close at 100,000, which is very good for me,
Sure.
Thank God. And from there, every year was successful, I can't complain. But I have to still work hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an investor. I just have one house.
Yeah.
And I keep working, to pay my mortgage, and everything.
Sure.
My
That's
daughter's college.
That's your career. So you kept working, doing what you learned how to do. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see, people from a previous career and then transition and see how much time you have to dedicate to this new thing, right? To this new, okay, now I have to learn this from zero.
Yes.
And
From
start
A to
moving
Z.
up.
Yeah.
And we never stop learning. You took.
We are new. All of agents are new right now.
Yeah.
This market,
Every
crazy
agent.
market.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything changed, so we have to relearn almost every part of the business.
Yeah,
and you're always taking classes.
Absolutely. That's what I'm about to say. There is a class in here, 100 and days greatness, right?
Right.
That I have to take it again because we need that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to do, how is everything, the prospecting, the timing. I don't want to say what that about, but
Right.
it is very good. It is very good to be, successful.
Yeah,
To keep
I
yourself
agree.
As a good agent.
Right. I agree.
I think you're my number one successful story, my number one student from the class.
Yeah. And he continues to be. Even if you retake the class, you end up being a good student all over again, which is good. And it's something. It's a testament to your career, because you put a lot of effort into making sure that you're successful, which is good.
Yes, you can take things like mediocre. You don't have to do that. You have to do it seriously, 100%.
Yeah,
Especially if you want to be successful. Don't take part-time. No. Don't take as a part-time. It has to be full-time.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you can't take having a license for granted. People think, I got a license, I'm going to make money. Yeah. That's not how it is.
No. It's my hobby. No. Forget about it. No.
If this is your hobby, you're in the wrong place.
Well, you know what I find interesting, or that I noticed. So you've been in the business for a long time, over 2 decades. And I see a lot of agents that have been in the business for a long time that are sort of their business dried up, they're fizzling out a little bit. And really the difference is, I think, some of it is their mindset. They don't want to learn new things. They know how they've done things for so many years. Mm-hmm. But as every market shift happens, right, we have to almost relearn it or, go back to the basics and retrain. And you've always stayed open-minded about that and had that hunger to learn more, whether it's to learn from other agents that do things differently or different real estate coaches or classes. Mm-hmm. So that's something to be very proud of, because I think that's what happens. It's a normal thing, in life and in business, that I think as people, they think that they've earned, I've been in the business 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and that's great and commendable, but you still always have to work on yourself and your business. And that's I think, where we see the big difference of an agent who's successful, still going strong in their career like yourself, versus some agents that the only thing they really have to say is, I've been in the business for 40 years.
Yeah. That's one of the things that really stand out when I see Pepe out of his many gifts and abilities. It's just like, if he was a superpower, I think his superpower would be, his name would be the super student, because he's always, he's walking through life as a student, and he's always open to learn new things. Yeah. And in today's day and age, it's just like, that's like a superpower now, because everybody's just like, with this videos, 1 minute video, 30 seconds, everybody think they know everything, and they're not open to learning new things. But Pepe, every time I have a conversation with Pepe, it's just like, I want to learn that. I want to learn new things. I don't know. Pepe is always like open to new ideas.
He was at the social media training on Wednesday.
He's
always, and people always say, but you're here, you're in business over 20 years. You have all this business. He says, no, I still want to learn. Yeah. Pepe's always learning. He's always in the classes. He's always, it's very commendable. It's a very admirable thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much for all your words. Thank you. Because the most important tool to know right now how to do in real estate, you have to update it. Social media.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
If you do social media,
smart. Yeah.
It's like you don't have a spirit,
Yeah.
No.
It's true. But and one of the things that we noticed, as far as maybe you don't notice because you're inside your body, but other people around you are always, admiring you, admiring your not just, your willingness to learn stuff, but you're always so energetic. You're always willing to, let me go here. I got to go on this appointment. You're always moving around in a way that, you see some other agents less than half of your age, and you see them walking around with this, like they're defeated all day. Like they're walking around like they have 100,000 pounds on them. And then you're walking around like light as a feather. I'm going to this job. I'm going to this appointment. I'm going to that.
I'm telling you, he's like a superhero. He always super student. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, as people look up to you, right? We know you've truly earned your nickname around here, Coach.
Coach.
Yes, Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great. Well, you've been in real estate a long time, so we like to ask agents, do you have any crazy stories in real estate? Anything crazy happened to you in real estate? With clients or showing a house or anything?
The only thing that I can tell, a lot of experience, crazy experience, it is that don't lose your faith, because sometimes you have a transaction very, very stressful, and you see it's gonna fail, it's not gonna happen, and everything. Keep going. Yes. Do your best. Keep pushing. Yes. I don't call follow up. I call pushing up. Mm-hmm. Keep pushing, and you will get there. Mm-hmm. And when it happens, you will say, "Oh my God, this is like a miracle." Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Every closing for me is a miracle.
Yeah.
Especially but in this day and age, it's I feel like, and I even teach my own clients. When they get an offer accepted, they're so excited and they're like ready to fall in love. And I have to remind them, right? There's a lot of milestones that we have to hit in the transaction. Mm-hmm. There's so many cooks in the kitchen in a real estate transaction that, and all these hurdles that we go through. And I feel like, I feel like almost every year in real estate is getting a little bit more complicated, right? We see just so many different things. Mm-hmm. So it's important, like you said, to have faith and stick the course and, hold your client's hand, because, we see things that maybe they don't see so much because they're not buying a house every day, and hold their hand to the finish line and then after.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, it's almost like you're learning for yourself, but you're also coaching your clients. You're teaching other people what you've learned and showing them, okay, let's make this a gentle process for the client, right? You know, you learn as much as you can so you can learn how to make it a nice experience for your clients. Things might go crazy during the transaction.
Still, yeah.
But they shouldn't go crazy during the It's okay for you to take in. You're almost like the shock absorber, absorber in the car. Like you're taking all the impacts so that the passenger doesn't feel it.
Exactly.
You know,
the stress is for
That's
me.
actually a really great. I never really thought about it in that way. That was put in it was very well said.
Thank you. But yeah, it's a good thing. I always see how you're always guiding your clients through. I see you bringing in your clients. You're in the conference room. You're talking to them, educating them, and then you go out and you show them the things. And if they need some more guidance, I hear you on the phone talking to them. And it's like you make it a nice, gentle process for them.
Trying to, you know, the best, because it's like a dream, you know. It's like a dream. First thing I said to them when they asked me, "Is it a good time to buy a house?" Of course, it's a good time. When is a good time? Now. When you make the decision.
Yes.
Now, because if you ask me the same question in 2 years, because the prices went up, you know, now, you do it now.
Of course.
Don't wait, you know. The right moment is now. When you make the decision, the desire, it is.
Yes.
So
No.
it's so funny. I heard a Jared James. I don't know if it was a podcast or a short video the other day. So he says the first answer is 100 years ago, right? Was the best time to buy a house.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
That's
looking
true.
through it now, but really the absolute best time to buy a house is when you're
When you're
able
ready.
to,
Yeah.
when you're ready
Yes.
and able to,
And
when
the-
you
The
qualify and you're
financials
able
allow.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been reading a lot about, you know, what people are predicting is going to happen and the prices, and I keep hearing about people who, I'm gonna wait to buy until the prices come down, and I'm like, good luck with that. You know,
Yeah.
I just heard another report where they were talking about how these three big companies, I'm not going to name them, but these three big companies are out there buying all of the single families that they can find. And it's estimated that by 2030, these three companies will own 60% of the single family houses out there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And they, in an
I'm
interview,
gonna
one
need
of
to
the
know
C-
who they are.
in an interview, one of these CEOs said, and just, you might be able to find it by this quote, but in one of the interviews that they said to this one CEO said to the interviewer that they're gonna rent after 2030. Everybody's gonna rent, and they're gonna love us for it. That you're not gonna have a choice. You can't buy anymore. After they own all those, they're just gonna hold them, and you're just gonna be stuck renting, and you're gonna be happy about it. And it's you'll have no choice. And I'm just thinking of, you know, I have to go out there and buy more single family houses.
Yeah.
This sounds like a
Because-
game of Monopoly.
But the single here. So here's the gist of the whole thing. These three companies own about 85% of the S&P
No way.
of the stock market.
Wow.
85%. And all these companies, they're all competitors, but they also own each other's stocks. So together, they own 85% of all the stocks that are out there on the S&P 500. So it's a big deal when these companies decide, you know, to really kick into, like, a lot of the times you keep hearing about, oh, this company outbid, or this there was a buyer. I was trying to buy this house and this cash buyer came up. It's them buying these properties. Oh, it's an LLC. Anytime you hear that, you should be a little bit suspicious, honestly. Anytime you hear that a company came in with an LLC, came in and bought cash, it's probably them. This is what's been happening over the past 5 to 7 years, and quietly. But now, because it's happened so many times, somebody started looking into this, and they realized that, you know, prices are just going to keep going up.
Yep.
That you can't help it.
Exactly.
So buy now or pay more later, if you can at all, because they'll own 60% of the market of the single family houses. So that also means that realtors out there will only be able to buy and sell 40% of what's left.
40% of the market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if your clients ask you when they should buy, today.
Yeah. Today. Absolutely. Right
Yeah.
now. Because sometimes you don't buy the property, so somebody else will buy the property.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to sell it.
Another
regardless.
buyer will come and,
They're
they will
selling.
buy it.
Absolutely.
And then you will see that buyer flip the property, sold the property 3 months after, and he made 50,000, 100,000. So there's still meat, you know.
Yeah.
Why you don't buy the property rent?
Right.
There's still meat for everybody. You know?
Yeah.
Buy it.
Everybody eats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to get out there and buy, and that's something that I was going to ask you is, what kind of advice do you give your clients? You're clearly telling them to buy, right?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. To buy, don't wait for the right time to buy. No, do it now.
Now,
Get prepared, save some money, and by summertime you will have your house. So call me, please.
Yes, call Pepe.
And the best advice for sellers, give us a call.
Yes.
For sellers, absolutely, prices are high. Take advantage of the market right now because there is a lot of need for them also. If you have 2, 3 properties or more properties, sell 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
And keep some other, but sell some of them, because you will take advantage. Save the money and you can buy more properties eventually.
Right. I mean, they say that that there are 10 extremely important things that you have to do, when you're selling your home. And the first is to call Pepe.
Or call me.
And he'll take care of the other 9 things. So he'll take care of the other 9 things.
I like that one. I love it.
So but so what advice would you give an agent who starts today in real estate? Somebody who just got into real estate today, what would you tell them?
Yes. Okay, to make a list for 100 people, not to be a secret agent.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? Tell your neighborhood.
Yes.
Give them a car. Send them letters. Door knocking.
Yes.
Knock on their doors and say, by the way, I'm an agent. Please, any plans for you to buy or sell, or selling, let me know. I'll be more than happy to work for you.
Perfect.
All your family members. You go to a party, give them your business card to everybody. I'm an agent.
Right.
Don't be a secret agent. No. Everybody has to know that you're an agent. And get into social media, absolutely.
Don't be Agent Bond.
James
That's not going to work in this field.
No,
That's not going to work.
You can't be a secret agent, for sure.
You can dress like him, but...
Yes. Yes. Dress like James Bond, but don't be a secret agent. So what do you think about open houses? Just a curiosity.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good open houses. Not only to get more clients, sometimes you can sell the house at the open house,
Right.
but you can get a lot of referrals.
Right.
This lady came to my open house this last Saturday, and she have some properties in Garfield, for rent. And she said to me, I have a property in Garfield. I need tenants. Okay, I talked to her about it, the process and everything. I got the listing.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
We talked on Saturday. I got the listing on Monday.
Perfect.
There you go.
And that's it. And right now I'm showing it, hopefully, to get you can get rentals, you can get properties for sale also.
Right.
So you do the open house for the purpose to get more houses to sell also. Something good. You can get a price reduction because you can have to be a list and get the opinion from the buyer who went there
Right.
and put the prices. If
Right.
you want to buy this house, how much will be the price today? I will talk to the sellers if they can sell it to you at that price. And they
Right.
will put a price,
Right.
opinions from all the buyers. And you get a price reduction, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's truth, something that is authentic, legit, because it's from the buyers.
Right.
It's not from you. It's not my opinion. It's opinion from the buyers.
Right. It's
So
the houses will sell for whatever the market will bear, right? Whatever
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
buyers will pay. So if you're getting the opinion straight from the buyers, then
Yes.
you're,
And on writing.
In
because
writing,
I
sure.
made them put that on
Yeah.
writing,
but it's something that's very little practice, but it's a very good tool to use. Sorry.
Well, I think also, so you guys know I love open houses. It's a good tool to hear feedback about
Oh, yes.
the house, and not even just price, right? Sometimes it's, so sometimes we have houses where there's a lockbox and we're not present for the showings, and the other real estate agent is, or whatever the case is, and we're not always at all the showings. But to hear raw feedback from buyers at an open house is so valuable to be able to pass on to our clients, right? Sometimes we hear feedback, oh, the house feels dark. Well, maybe we can, open the blackout curtains a little more, or whatever it is, or it has a funny smell, or it smells like pets or something, or whatever the case is. I've learned through all my years in the business so much feedback that I could pass on to my clients. You know, sometimes it is price, right? But just some of the feedback, whatever it is, some things we can change, some things we can't change, right? So maybe people feel like a big room is actually small because there's too much furniture in it, and we hear it, and maybe we pass that on and say, hey, you know what? This 12 by 12 living room has 5 couches in it. Maybe we could put one on the, you know, in the sunroom or in the basement or whatever it is, you know, and sometimes it's not so gentle when it comes from us directly, but when we're hearing the feedback from consumers or potential or prospective buyers for the house, you know, it's taken a little bit more seriously. So I would say primarily first, always open houses are absolutely the best for exposure to the house.
Yes.
I've sold a number of houses at the open house where somebody just happened to, like, they were curious about the house, not curious enough to want to bother someone to show it, and they came in and they bought it. Because I remember I had a house in Teaneck. Someone walked into the open house. They were not interested in buying at all the house. And then they walked in and they saw this back sunroom, and they said, this is exactly why I'm buying this house. So you just never know. It's just, I don't want to say luck, because I don't think anything in real estate is about luck. But some of it is just taking a chance, giving, you know, more exposure to the house, and then hearing some really genuine feedback from prospective buyers for the house, I think is the most valuable thing that you can get out of an open house for your client.
Yeah, I agree. Well, with all of that, but I also, you know, and I love open houses. Every chance I got, I would do one. But I also would caution people and to let them know that open houses are only about 10% of what's out there. You know, not every house that's for sale has an open house.
Yes.
So people think, oh, I've been to all the open houses. There aren't any houses for me. No, you have to talk to your professional. You have to talk to your realtor, because they know that there are more houses than what you can see out there.
Yep.
So always talk to your realtor, because your realtor can show you other things that you can't see at an open, that you haven't seen at an open house, and they probably won't see at an open house. Some people, not every buyer, not every seller is interested in putting their house, you know, out open to the public. So you have to contact your realtor to always, you know, to look at more than just open houses. So I loved open houses, but I would always tell them, listen, I know we're looking for houses, but I'm not just going to take you to the open ones. I have to take you to the ones that I know you can't get into without me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's more chances for you to sell the house at the open house when you go the night before to the neighborhood and at least print 100 flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Door knocking.
Right.
Ask them if they want to sell the property, and invite them over to your open house.
Sure.
Tell them, please, tomorrow, you know, if you know somebody, a family member, friends, tell them to come to my open house.
Absolutely.
Here it is.
It's a great time to choose your own neighbor.
Yeah.
Somebody you like.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like putting the flag.
Right.
You know, this is my
Sure.
territory.
Exactly.
This is my territory, you know.
Yeah. You want to
And you
farm
do
that
that.
area, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I
Pepe giving the tricks away.
yeah, he's
He's like,
Everything. No problem. Always, you know.
very nice. Do you we always like to ask, you know, these quick questions, you know, do you like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts, absolutely.
Yeah.
Doing advertising for Dunkin' Donuts.
No, it was just like a lot of you know, realtors have little quick things that they
yeah.
stop in. You know, you're gonna stop in for coffee. You're gonna stop in for lunch. You know, do you prefer lunch in your car or in the restaurant?
No, in the restaurant, absolutely.
Yeah.
But do you get the time to eat in a restaurant?
Oh, absolutely.
He makes
I
it.
I
Good.
You
cannot
make the
never
time.
eat in a rush. You know, I
Yeah,
have to sit down.
slow down.
Yeah, no.
a master
All right.
time blocker.
Yeah,
Exactly.
What's your favorite lunch food?
Lunch food, Peruvian food, absolutely. You know.
So what?
Can
What's
you
your
give us some
favorite?
recommendations?
Yeah.
Well, I recommend, but you don't wanna like much ají de gallina, but I recommend the arroz chaufa, lomo saltado. Ceviche is one of my favorites also.
Ceviche, yeah.
Sudado de pescado también.
Chaufa de pollo.
Chaufa de pollo, yes.
And ají
Ají de gallina.
de gallina.
No lo hacen de gallina. They don't do from chicken, but
Yeah.
but it's that name, you know.
Yeah.
And the ceviche, of course, a little spicy is very good.
Okay.
You know.
And do you have a favorite Peruvian restaurant that you would recommend?
Lately, I'm going to this 517 Tavern in Garfield.
Okay.
You know, in Garfield, very good restaurant, very nice. You know, and it's excellent. You know, the food is.
And what's another one? Give us another one.
Pisco de Mar also.
Where is that?
Where's
In
that?
Garfield also. Riverdale, pero
Yeah.
closer to Wellington. Yes.
And how about what's your favorite town in New Jersey? Even if you don't sell in that town, like what's your favorite town in New Jersey?
Favorite town. To be honest with you, I have to be honest with you, Patterson.
Patterson?
Patterson,
That's your
Yeah.
favorite town.
Patterson,
There's a
absolutely.
lot of history in
I
Patterson.
learned a lot in Patterson, you know.
Yeah.
I learned from.
But you
all the
also sell
agents.
there. You also sell.
Absolutely. Like I can say, like close to 80%, maybe more than that, of my transactions and my clients
Or from Patterson.
from Patterson,
From
and
Patterson.
most of them are Dominicans.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're so how about favorite vacation place?
Oh, cruise.
Okay,
I
you
love
like to go on cruises? Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
So if I want to go on a cruise, I'm going to consult with you first,
Please,
so you can
don't
tell me
worry.
where to go.
Yes.
He got the
Where
connections.
have you been? Where have you been? I'm just curious.
I went already like 13 cruises. you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Every
better
year.
question is, where haven't you been?
Wow. So you've gone on that many
Yeah,
cruises.
a lot. I'm
Wow.
going every year. Absolutely.
Wow.
It's the best vacation for me.
Nice.
It's not expensive, believe me.
Oh, really?
People think they're going to get dizzy at the. No,
No. Those ships are stable.
Yeah.
They're pretty steady, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Especially the bigger ones. They have all
Yeah,
this new
adjust.
technology that they adjust to the waves.
Yeah, this is the recommendation. When you go to a cruise, take the biggest, boats. It will be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. How about which tell us 5 towns that you like to sell in New Jersey that you service.
Clifton,
Mm-hmm.
Garfield, Elmwood Park, Patterson, and Hawthorne.
And Hawthorne. Okay, Hawthorne.
That's it. He's out of zip codes.
He's out of zip code.
Okay.
How about your favorite real estate app? Like, what's your go-to real estate app? Do you have one or two that you could share? Are you a big Canva advocate?
Like I don't have like an app, for real estate. What? Be more specific on your question, please.
Well, I use Canva all the time.
Instagram.
Could be Instagram, my mortgage calculator, the MLS app. Love
Okay.
those.
Facebook, I do Facebook and
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
But the problem is I don't follow.
Okay.
Sometimes I put some videos with here, and my other members of my team, but I have to follow up. I don't put time to follow up.
You never check to see after you posted to see how
No,
it's
that's
doing?
the problem,
Okay.
All right, you got to work
But
on
it's
that.
absolutely Facebook and
And
Instagram.
But
Okay.
I seen Pepe work, and I don't think he really used technology like that, right? Like I see you have the papers, you like pen
Oh,
and
yeah,
paper,
yeah.
you
Old-fashioned, yeah,
always
absolutely.
You're more
making your
traditional.
phone calls.
More
He's
fashion,
very
yes,
traditional, and
yes,
it
yes,
works.
yes.
It works. You show me
Absolutely.
You showed me a trick. I think it was how was it? It was a while ago with the showings. Like you keep the paper,
Yes.
and then you keep that as a way easier to follow up with them or
It's
something.
absolutely-
You
it's
take
like
notes on the
my navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekly, daily,
Yes. I always see you have your activities ready. You have
Yeah.
everything that you're going to do, your task, everything on the to-do list. He's always, I admire that because you have this notebook full of activities, full of things that you've done, things
Yes.
you're going to do with your
I
clients.
put it the night before, the
Yes.
week before,
Yeah.
everything that I
You
have,
got great systems.
inspections and everything. So it's going to be easy for me to remember because when you are older than 20 years old, you forget things, right?
Oh, then
You're
20
older than 20?
Yes, already, yeah.
Oh,
He's-
wow.
Listen, he's 21. Okay, don't make him feel bad about it.
62, by the way, 62.
Wow, look
I
at
look
that.
61, but I am 62.
This is great.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So those towns, are there any other towns that you like to service that you sell? Or do you stick mainly to Passaic County? or-
Passaic County and Bergen County, most
Yeah.
likely, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes Essex
Very
County,
nice.
but most likely, Passaic County and Bergen County.
Nice.
Okay. For those that are looking to buy or sell property, if you buy with Pepe, he can teach you how to dance.
Absolutely.
On top of it, a cherry on top,
He's going to take you out for some good Peruvian food. And
That
then
too.
And then
Of
he'll
course.
provide 2 free dance classes.
Dance classes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. No break dancing.
No
Salsa.
break dancing.
Salsa.
I'm going to break my back. No.
Tango, a tango, a nice tango.
He can
Yes.
do salsa, dembow,
El
right?
tango. No
Bachata.
dembow.
Bachata.
Tiene que dembow.
But more salsa, more,
Salsa.
Reggaeton, right? No.
I don't like that much.
And you also play some instruments, right? You play the piano?
I play piano, yes.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Okay.
Actually, tonight I belongs to Most Holy Name, the church in Garfield, Catholic
Yes.
Christian church. And tonight, my friend Eric, he's the one who gonna play the piano. But I play the piano every first Friday of the month.
And you sing?
It's my master.
You also sing?
A little bit. But don't ask me to sing right now.
We'll let you warm up next time
yeah.
you
Next
come on.
time.
But
Next time.
I can sing at the choir. I
yeah.
cannot be by myself,
A soloist.
not anymore, because it's very difficult for me. I can do it when there's nobody else, but
Yeah.
I prefer for the rest of the choir, and I be the director.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, just for everybody that's out there, could you tell your phone number so that everybody sees
Okay.
it? We're going to put it on the screen.
Very good. My phone number it is 973-931-8356.
Perfect.
973-931-8356. Your Realtor for life.
Excellent.
There you go. How about your
I love it.
Instagram handle?
You know your Instagram name?
Ay, no, not really.
You don't really use it.
It's Jose Gignoux.
Jose Gignoux, yeah.
I'll put it on the screen. Don't
Yes,
worry.
thank you,
It'll
thank
be
you,
on
thank
there. All right. Thank you so much for joining
No
us
problem.
today.
Thank you very much for inviting me over. I got a
Of course.
great time.
We had a great time with you as well.
Yeah.
We need to do it again with some Peruvian food in here,
Nice,
some
imagine.
music
Now we're
and-
talking.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll dance salsa with,
Yeah.
her.
I like that. You're going to teach them the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Pepe. This is Realtors Radio Network signing off.
Thank you very much.
Keep an ear out for the next episode of the Realtors Radio Network, where Santos Garcia, Marcos Suarez, and Don McCullough share their wealth of real estate knowledge. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, review, and share. Find us on social media at Realtors Radio Network. See you next time on the Realtors Radio Network.